Oh my God. You can see them now. I'm turning into oh, what's she called? What's she called out the Addams Family? Ooh, the big grey streak. Before I get chatting, because it is the autumn equinox. You know, different times, obviously different places. But I've just received something and I can't believe it. I'm just like, oh my God, that is so cute. I've just had something in the post because I ordered, I know there's nobody there at the minute, these two little, apparently, antique butterflies for me to make some earrings, sort of match the colours on here. Hi Effie, and do you know what I've just received? These weren't dear, I've just treated myself. I'm going to make myself some nice earrings for New York, but I have got to think about butterflies. So I'm going to make myself some earrings, and I may get some more. I've got some butterflies actually. I've got some crystally ones that I'm going to do with some jewellery that I'm going to sell, a bit like these ones. But these ones are for myself. But I only ordered these and I just received this with it saying, I thought it was really sweet. See, there are nice people out there. It just said, I got this little bag with it saying, thank you for you, for me. And it was this little elephant, and I think it's a gemstone or something. And I was like, oh my God, it's in like turquoise or something, or is it? Yeah, it is. Sorry, I'm just like, is it plastic? And it is, and it's so cute. And it's got its trunk up. They always say an elephant should have its trunk up for luck, not down. And I've just received this little, how cute. I'm going to have to make a necklace out of it. Look, it's matching it's matching. This person who I just randomly bought these on eBay, and they've sent me this little elephant. I'm like, oh my God, that is so cute. I was like, oh, I thought, did I pay for that as well? I was like, no, I didn't. I checked and I thought, no, I didn't order an elephant, but it's just the way it was given, saying thank you for you with a heart on it. And I thought, see what I mean? There's just people out there that want to do stuff. I also saw a beautiful story today. The lovely Gary John of the Flat Earth side. I think it was something about he saw somebody. I think it was him. He saw somebody in, I can't remember if it was McDonald's, somewhere in McDonald's or something like that, wanting to get a meal for him and his friend. Didn't have enough money because obviously there may have been people who live on the streets. I don't know, something like that. He didn't have enough money. So I think Gary said he went in and was sort of asking, you know, what you're counting, sort of thing, whatever you know, what was going on with the situation. He was £5 short of getting a meal for him and his friend who wasn't there yet. So Gary gave him the £5 to get a meal for him and his friend. Now, that's what it's all about. It's about helping others and giving to others as well. Because when you give, you do receive, but we don't give to receive. But that is how it works. If more people were kind and gave to others instead of taking and being greedy and trying to do a lot for themselves, even though you have to do some stuff for yourself, there's a lot about giving to people. Hang on a minute, I need a pillow. Elephants are the strongest of animal spirits. Well, do you know what? Someone was asking me a bit ago, what animal would be your spirit animal, and I've never really thought about it, but maybe it should. Maybe mine should be the little elephant. I just thought, what a lovely little token of someone. And these little these weren't dear or anything, so I got a little extra gift. I'm so chuffed because I was like, oh my God, that's really sweet. Someone just, you know, put that in there for me. So I'll be making a necklace out of that. That's really cute. So that's just come through the door now. So I was like, oh wow, that's really cute. Thank you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Equinox and a little bit about Robin Hood, the film I've just watched, the new version. Like, not a big production thing, mind you. It was good. By Lionsgate. Now, Lionsgate says a lot to me. Now, a lot of people get triggered by Netflix. I'm just saying, if you're in fear of everything, I mean, you might as well just go and dig yourself a hole now. Do you know what I mean? There's a time, and times are changing, and why not? Times are changing everywhere. But I'll go on about that in a minute, because I sort of see that as the Trumpster, and people are going to get triggered by that. People are going to get triggered probably by a lot that I'm going to say, but hey ho. 2 cards are pulled out this morning. Funnily enough, butterflies are you. Yeah, what am I talking about? Butterflies are my spirit animal, but then is that an animal? Is that just a, you know, yeah, it'd have to be the butterfly actually. These 2 cards fell out today. I will read this one out, but what I'd say that was myself, and it's got a butterfly in it, was the other day I was saying about and funny enough, it says the green man, the emperor. Do you remember when I was talking about emperor and the empress? Be your own emperor and empress of yourself, not ruling anybody. And this reminds me of that as well, because it's ruling your own kingdom, but our kingdom is nature. You've got your, nurturing. And just quickly, and this one, we've had this ones before, the 7 of Scrolls. Well, see, this is obvious what this is. And it's got the Lion's Gate across, there's 2 doors to go through, gates. It's got a Lion's Gate. Which one you're going to choose, Bit of polarity going through, can't say that, yin and yang. Which one are you going to go through? You can go through all the information, you can go down all them rabbit holes, you can look at many scripts and scriptures and this, that and the other, and it's the way you perceive things, because things are written in certain books and certain texts and scrolls and all this sort of stuff, and it's the way you perceive it. You could read it and think, whoa, I should be doing this, and I might perceive that as a bit evil, and I'm like, well, I don't perceive it like this because I've read it like this. It's a bit of a game, like I've said before. But it's funny how the film Robin Hood by Lionsgate Productions, there's the Lion's Gate. Which path are you going to take? Remember, say this door's the wrong door, the evil door, whatever you want to call it. You can come back and think, actually, this isn't serving. It's not really the most high, is it? That's what people can do. People get triggered, a bit like Trump, because you think it's all to do with politics, and it's nothing to do with politics. None of that is to do with politics. Not this time. Anyway, I'll read that out in a minute. I'm probably going to get this all muddled up and upside down and everything. It says 5 people are in. So, yeah, I've just received that. And then, yeah, it's the Equinox, the autumn equinox, the cycles of nature, which I see it as, I have this little diary. I know someone else has got this little diary, astrology diary, and yeah, so we've got the autumn equinox, and it says in the book, a time to integrate ideas, give thanks, and prepare for winter. Look for balance, there's that word again, and a fair go over the coming weeks. Now, I said to someone today, I think I said yesterday as well, it's all about, I see spring, we're awakening, we've got summer, we're out with people, we're having fun with family and friends, and we're outside a lot more, outside in the sort of 3D, I'd call it, out there communicating all this, that and the other. But come autumn and winter, which I love, the seasons changing, it'd be boring if it was all the same, is where you start going in, withdrawing a little bit, thinking about past events that may have happened over this year, at the beginning of spring and summer. You want to be giving thanks, gratitude for people that have come into your life, people that may have come in and gone, but people that have come in, gratitude for the food you eat, gratitude for what you have, just gratitude for everything basically, and looking for balance. And I said to someone today, I think it was Roxanne and 007, that we've got to bring balance in this. It's about balance everywhere, balancing our energies, but also balancing anything you can see that's out of balance. Like I've got my the bags here that I'm still finishing off for a couple of people, but I'm going to get them sent out this week. But I've just got a few little bits to do, and then I can go to the post office with everybody's. And then I'm going to be doing some jewelry next, because I sort of go through cycles with my craft. I'll do some bags, and I'll do something, then I'll get bored, then I'll do something else. So I'm feeling in a jewelry mode now. So these will be the last ones I'm doing, I think. I'll do a few on the side, but I'm going in a jewelry mode. That's just the way I am. So they'll be getting sent off sometimes this week, and whoever's ordered stuff. So that's all good. But there's that balance thing that I'm trying to do. So I've had to write in my diary. if you can see something good in your life, but there's a little bit less balance somewhere else, bring that balance in. Like, I know health-wise, I need to look after myself a little bit more, like going to bed a little bit earlier, because I always say I'm going to try to, and I haven't been getting it down that much, and it's all right. So I went bed earlier last night, and I'm going to try and get to bed for a decent time, because then I can get up a lot earlier before hopefully little legs get up, which is normally about 6. I want to get up before that. I'm wanting to get up about 5:30. Some people might be like, what? But if I go to bed earlier, I can, because my routine now, because you've got to set it in a routine to get it in, to keep it in, is, thank you, Effie, is I did hooping this morning. I did it yesterday, this morning. I'm trying to practice that. And I was just going with my own movements to some really lovely music of a woman who does, let me just find her, singing bowls. I've got to save some money because I really want a crystal singing bowl. I just think they're beautiful. The metal ones are, but I think the crystal ones are beautiful. So just let me find what I was listening to this morning. And then in the evenings, I'm going to either be doing my kettlebells on one day, and then the next day, I'm just going to do some stretching with maybe yoga to mix it up a little bit. But let me find this lady. I don't even know how to say her name. So I had this on this morning. I think it was this one. Soul Offering of Peace. And she's a beautiful lady as well. And she's called, I'll probably get the name wrong, so I'm going to try and show you. There. Yes. Well, meditation, I've always said that I do it in my artwork. When I'm doing stuff like crafting, that's when I sort of come out of this place and go into another. But I am trying to sit more with myself when I'm not actually doing anything. And it might sound a bit mad, but when I've been doing the hooping, to put the hoop in the floor, circles are magical, and sit in the circle and just do a little bit, even if it's 10 minutes, and then I can build it up. But I do tend to go in a sort of meditative state when I'm sketching, especially when I'm doing repetitive shapes of, where is it? Don't know if it's here, if I've got the book. If anyone else is in, say hi, because I can't see. Well, I'm about to paint on a jacket as well. It might be over here. I've got that many books, I don't know which one's what. Where is it? When I do any art, but when I do this sort of stuff especially, I can find it. I've done some new ones, but I can't think where my book is. I don't know. It's here somewhere. I'm trying to think where it is. Oh, I think it's in there. Let me go and grab it. No, I don't actually know where it is, because, oh, it might be in here, because I have books all around the house. Oh yeah, here it is. This sort of stuff. And we don't buy. Yeah, come and say hi. People just sat there like, oh, this sort of stuff, you know. I find that quite meditative meditative, and it's something I want to do maybe in community centres in the new year of yeah, helping people sort of meditate through art, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I'll talk about that another time. So trying to bring in Dolly, I'm feeling a little guilty as I'm the only one here. Oh, it's all right. You might as well just hog the space. It's fine. There's 8 in, but nobody's saying hi. I guess they're just listening. But it's the whole thing of if you know you're balanced in some area, but maybe it's your health that you know needs to come up a little bit, start looking at that and bringing that up. If your health's all right and maybe it's your home, as in clutter, because I've been trying to get rid of a few bits. I've got rid of a few bits today, like Finn's old little toys and stuff like that. It doesn't need any more because obviously Christmas will be here soon and stuff like that. Getting rid of, because like people say, ornaments of things hold energies. Is the stuff there you're just hoarding because someone gave it you, or it's something from the family, but you're not really into it, but you're just hoarding it. But then the more stuff you have, the more sort of it holds energy, and it's a bit like a clearing stage. It's going to be like they say spring cleaning, but I'm trying to do a sort of autumn clean. Like, do I really need this? Could I get rid of it? Because some things do hold energy. Maybe that's what could be holding bad energy in your house, if anyone gets what I'm saying. But a clear out, because sometimes we just hold on to stuff just for the sake of it, but we don't actually need it. But I think it's a bit like the feng shui thing. Energy's flowing all the time, and if you've got stuff about that's not really needed, and you know it's not, it's just there for, like, what's it there for? So oh, thank you, Anthony. I don't think it is, but that's nice if you do. So look at the areas that you are not that well in balance and have a look at it and think about, you know, how you could move forward with that. If it is clearing bits out of your house, it doesn't mean go full whack that day. Just do little bits. I've done a little bit today with other stuff that I'm doing. And it's like decluttering your mind as well. You declutter your home. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff out on the table at the minute because I'm working doing jewelry and stuff, but declutter. So it's all about balance, looking in areas that are a little bit less raised. So look at those areas and raise them and give thanks for what's gone on this year. Some people might class it as bad, but I see it as a sort of lessons, and it's a teaching. So it's not bad in a sense. But that was that. Also, in this book I've got that might trigger some people, because like I said, I'm not religious, but I believe in source of whatever that is. So please don't be offended if you are highly religious and think this is a bit like there might be something in here you don't like, but I'm going to read it anyway. So I just thought this was quite nice. This is an old book I've had for ages. And it's all people's different perceptions on things and beliefs, and you can take beliefs and drop beliefs and add other beliefs. You know, people call it contradicts, and it's not. It's called growth, and we grow. So this was about the Maybon. I'm probably saying that wrong. I got it. Yeah, Maybon. I probably said that wrong, but that is the fall equinox. I've had this book for ages. It's about the harvest. So funny on the Q realm, because the Q realm says, you know, it's harvest time. What's the saying? The wheat will be split from the whatever. Oh yeah, because these people will be seen for what they truly are. You know, pulling the weeds out and all that. Just saying. I've not been watching much of Q. I don't even know if he's back. They're back, I should say. This, that, and the other. But I will say, apparently, Trump did a speech somewhere and someone asked him about Q. Hi, Miss Q. Right on Q. Asked him about Q, and he didn't really say anything. He was just like, oh, if you know, let me know who it is, sort of thing. Yeah, because he's not going to say it's rubbish, because he's part of it. And he's not going to say, oh, he's got to be looking unbiased and sat on the fence. That's all I'm saying. Quite funny. So I just want to read this out because I thought it was quite nice. A Mabon. I know I'm saying this wrong. Mabon. Invocation. So that might trigger some people. I'm going to read it out anyway. Mabon brings the scent of autumn, golden glow and sun's soft kiss. The magic swirls and eddies onward. Season's end demands all this. The wheel is turning. The cycles. The wheel is turning ever forward, calling for your act of closure. Fill the cauldron, light the fire, cast the magic ever higher. Find the laughter, make ye merry. Touch the heart, heartbeat of our mother. Libra brings an air of beauty because it's Libra now, isn't it? Beauty, grace in all with harvest law. Listen closely, wisdom's duty. Look within to find the door. Well, funnily enough, we were talking about doors before because we are looking within, and you have more time to look within in these times of I'm just saying the Lion's Gate there of Seven Scrolls. You know, in autumn and winter, because we sort of stay in at home anyway, don't we? The fruits are heavy on the trees, yellow, gold, orange leaves, nature's show of alchemy, ever clear to you and me. So I just thought that was nice, so I wanted to read it out, so I did. So, like I said, I would say for me, or the ultimate equinox is giving thanks. Hi, everyone who's come in, giving thanks and looking at where you can balance, because Libra is the scales, isn't it? It's Libra the scales. Balance out your life. You know, if this bit's a bit higher and this is a bit lower, can we raise this a little bit? Is this your home life? Is this your health? Is this your, no, what is it? So that's all I'd say. Also, talking on astrology, I thought this was really fetching. This book that I've had, it's an old book. I was just having a nosy at the different hang on a minute, the different national horoscopes. National, now listen to this. The national horoscopes of different countries. So do you want to, I thought this was quite funny, and I thought, ooh, let's have a look at England. So just have a look at England, what this says. A horoscope cast of the coronation of William the first King of England on Christmas Day. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not really looking into that. What does it say? At the outbreak of World War II, the sun was exactly trine in the position of the sun in this horoscope, whereas Saturn was placed exactly over Hitler's sun. The determined resistance offered by the English during the Battle of Britain is reflected in the protective position of Saturn in the trine to England's sun. Then I thought, let's have a bit of a look at Israel. Let's have a look at Israel. Neptune is rising, suggests that the high aspirations of Zionism, this is what it says in the book, by the way, may be achieved only at the expense of strife and bloodshed. Well, you know, the fake ones. Since the sun is in the square with the Mars and Saturn so-called friends of Israel, could provoke conflict and internal political feuds could hamper the state's, this was ages ago, this book, by the way, state's development. The opposition of Jupiter, which due to the position in the third house could be associated with the Arabs. To Uranus is a warning of sudden and explosive outbreaks whenever major transits activate these points on the chart. Well. What's going on right now then? And then I thought I'd have a look at France, you know, with the whole Brexit thing, the whole thing we will be out of because we don't need it because we never had it before, but people seem to think, oh, what's going to happen? Like, we didn't have it before and we don't need it. We don't need it. Sorry if anyone in chat loves it, but we actually don't need the EU. So let's just have a nosy. The horoscope cast for September the 4th, 1870, by the way, when the third... Sorry, I was just reading the top again. I was like, when the Third French Republic was proclaimed, disrupting and dangerous aspects of Mars and Uranus, here in the opposition to the ascendant, and an unsettling tension across the chart have been persistent features of many of the crises in the recent French history. Full example, when war broke out on August the 4th, 1914, the moon was in conjunction with the ascendant and in opposition to Uranus and Mars, which was square Saturn and Jupiter. Similarly, I can't even say it, when the ceasefire in Algeria came into force on March the 19th, 1961, Saturn was in opposition to Mars and Uranus, an aspect that cannot be said to promise peace. Oh, did you hear that? An aspect that cannot be said to promise peace, because the EU, that mafia that's coming in under the disguise of, what it's coming under the disguise of, cannot be said to promise peace. No, it can't, because it isn't peace. It isn't peace. If anyone gets what I'm saying, we will be out of the EU. It's the Khazarian mafia. They're fake ones with the 2B2s, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So, cycles. But this time it's going to change, I believe. Yeah, so I could go through all of them. Where's America? Well, the USA. This was 1776. In the ascendant, the Sun in conjunction with Jupiter and the Moon at the mid-heaven in Aquarius. Age of Aquarius now, isn't it? Of all of which reflect the self-confidence, patriotism, that's what I love about the USA, patriotism and enthusiasm that are often associated with America. The positions of the ascendant and the midheaven and the moon are always considered to indicate events of national importance. For example, on November the 22nd, 1963, the day of President Kennedy's assassination, Saturn was in conjunction with America's moon and Mars, wars in opposition to its position in the USA's original chart. Well, talk about Trump in a minute. So I'm just saying, it's an old book, but I do class America as patriotism. So I think I'm going off track now. So I've just watched the end of, because I started watching it last night, Robin Hood on Netflix, the new modern version. And at the beginning it says, don't believe everything you were told in history. And I'm like, well, we all know it's one of them things of, revolution and the resistance. But what I loved about it was a modern version. I did show a little bit of it. I've been showing little bit clips of it. But Robin Hood, I sort of see as Trump. Some people might think, what the hell is she going on about? But in the film, it said you're Robin of Locksley, you're a lord or whatever he was. But the Arab guy, there's that thing again, came over to help him because he saved his life in the war. He said, but he said, how we're going to put this plan together. And he's like, you've got to still be Robin of Locksley, but you're going to be a thief at the same time. You're going to play the game. You're going to pretend to be the Lord Locksley, but behind the scenes, you're playing to their faces, but behind the scenes, you're helping the people. You're helping give the money to the poor because they're taking all the money off. Sound like a familiar story of us, the people, money being taken off us through taxes still. Obviously, a lot of people, most of us know this, that wars that man-made, that we shouldn't be paying for taxes because it's nothing to do with us. And this, that, and the other. So I thought, I sort of see that as Trump, as people say, oh, it's to do with politics. It's nothing to do with politics. And if not when, why now? Why, if not now, why not now that someone came in? Why not Trump? Someone had to be there, up there, not down here. Someone had to be in those higher places to see what was going on, to bring it all down. Because just like in the film Robin, because we'll just use that as an example, it's the cardinals and the monarchy and the church, the Pope, the whatever they are. And I'm not talking about people who are religious, so don't freak out if you're all into God and all that. I'm talking about the man-made side of it. The church. You can be religious and not. And I don't mean people who go to church as such, because it's a community. I'm talking about the false side of it. So please don't get triggered. It's just my perception on things, because they were all seen as money grabbing. Give your money over, give your money over. The Pope, we'll be sitting in gold and we'll be sitting in this. And what about all these people on the streets then who haven't got any food, who haven't got anywhere to sleep? Why you sit there in your big throne? And we all know at the top of the Q map is the Vatican. Not just for one reason, for many reasons. And next door to that is divide and conquer, yeah. And underneath that is the Khazarian mafia, which is the false Jews, which is that the Zionists? Is that the right word I'm using? We all throw the words around everywhere, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like, and then you've got the police. I'll just show you because I videoed it on my phone. Just watched a video about the one but the US president were related to King John, the villain in Robin Hood. Well, yeah. See, I see Trump a bit like, he's taking the Federal Reserve back and putting money back in it that all the country stole. Yeah, sound familiar? But us who have eyes to see and ears to hear, not following the mainstream media news, because I don't know, all the Americans in here, I've got a friend who thinks that Obamacare was good. Someone's not doing the homework. Okay. I'd like you to comment if you're American. Because I said, really? So, I mean, this just reminds me of, exactly. This just reminds me of, she was like, yes, Obamacare was really good. And what he was trying to bring in, he wasn't trying to bring anything in. No, wasn't bringing anything in. Didn't do anything. This just reminds me of the police state, because this is what it's all about. Some of them are just doing the job, but the riot police, this reminds me of the riot police. So this is in Robin Hood. Look familiar? What's going on right now? And that's not Antifa, by the way. That's us, even though it looks like Antifa. But Antifa, they're bad guys. Going against the sheriff. Just that bit, the way they're dressed. The knights, well, not the knights, but you can't really see. They've got helmets on, all in black, just like the riot police. Modern day version of it. Yeah, I call them Obamacare. So the riot police, who work for, who do they work for? Checkerboard for monarchy, is it? I think so. Yay. And I see the sheriff as, we don't have sheriffs these days. We have what they're called in our country. We have mayors, the mayor of London. A lot of mayors of the UK are a bit like the mayor of London. What's going on there then? So, if anyone gets what I'm saying, it's like, yeah. And it was saying, what will the people do when they find the truth out? Where the money's going? Oh, they'll rise up, won't they? Robin Hood. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. So, I'm just saying, it's a really, really good film. I really enjoyed it because they've done it in a bit of a modern way, even the dress sense and all that. Of course, the people will rise. They're all there with the hoods up, looking a bit like Antifa, but we know Antifa are bad, because they're on the mainstream. But what I'm saying is, they've got the hoods up, and he's shouting out, "Who is the hood?" It's a bit like Vincent Vendetta over there here, We all wear the mask of Vincent Vendetta and they don't know who it is, do they? So, yeah. Friar Tuck mentioned something about the Arabic general payments going out for years and years. Ooh, sound a bit familiar there, does it? Arabs, things going on. Even though now, what some people don't realise is they'll get freaked out about that. Don't worry. Trump's been around the realm, making deals everywhere. Did a deal with the Arabs ages ago, did a dance, remember, but the mainstream media going, oh, look, he's really bad with the Arabs. So everyone's like, he's really bad, like he's one of the dark side, he's one of the elites because he was. No, they never did that with any of the elites. They never did it with Bush. Oh, no, they never did it with Obama, did they? No, they didn't do it with them lot. The reason why they did it with him is making deals. He's releasing people. He's releasing people from the regime like Kim Jong-un ages ago. What were the mainstream reporting again? Oh, he's gonna fire his button, and he's gonna fire his button, and he's a rocket man. It was a big joke. They'd already sorted all that out. Kim Jong-un was set free from a regime. He was under a regime, just like the Middle East has been under a regime. Iran, they're being set free. That's why the people are rising. But people just don't want to research, do they? That's all I'm saying. The king of the deal. Rise up the people, free ourselves, please. Yeah, and that's what it's about. And like it says on there, the people will rise because we are the ones who are going to set ourselves free. So people have to question everything and research. But like Robin stands up at the end and he sees everybody fighting, like all their state police, which were the sort of knights or whatever they were, or with the helmets on, looking like the riot police of today. Yeah, that's what's going on. Looking like Star Wars, you know, the stormtroopers, when in France someone played a flute. I'll see if I can find it. It's like do 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 do, because that's what they are. But are they going to rise as well when they find out the truth? But then people are greed for money. You know, it's all about greed. Like in Robin Hood with the cardinal side of it with the churches, it was all for money and gold and greed. They weren't bothered about the people, we the people, but that's what they're in fear of. We all rise up. There's more of us than there is of them, but there's a certain way of rising up. We don't have to do what we did in the past because it didn't work. They want us all kicking off. Let me see if I can find the stormtrooper guy in France. It was hilarious. I don't know if it's riot police, stormtrooper music. Couldn't stop laughing. Stormtrooper music. Oh my God, here it is. Are you ready? I could not stop laughing at this. 7 months ago.
Encore, s'il te plaît, encore.
Magnifico, magnifico. That was in France with the yellow vests and the riots going on over there, you know, going on everywhere. Hong Kong's kicking off now. Let's listen to that again because I thought it was funny.
Encore, s'il te plaît, encore.
Magnifico, magnifico. That's what they are, though, aren't they? They look like bloody, you know. Just talked to a woman in South Africa and saying Democrats were invading their families. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's all that going down in South Africa everywhere. They didn't want the news getting out. Yeah, it's all to do with that. It's like years ago, the Democrats weren't like that. JFK Jr. was a Democrat, but they got in there as well. But Robin Hood stands up and he sees all the police fighting with this, you know, with us, the people. We're all fighting, killing people and all that. And he's like, what is this madness? Why are we all fighting with each other? He stands up and goes, stop the fighting, stop the madness. So they get him and obviously take him away. But it's really good film. You should go and watch it. The newer version of Robin Hood on Netflix. But basically, it's like, yeah, do people not say, why are we fighting each other? It's the higher ups that are the problem. These really rich people that sit there controlling us all. And we're all fighting with each other through different, let's fight through gender, let's fight through race, let's fight through, you know, religion. You can have your beliefs and stuff like that as long as you're coming from the heart. You know, you can have that diversity, not the diversity they're trying to bring in, the diversity that mainstream media are trying to bring in, the elites are trying to bring in something totally different, proper agenda there. But the ones of just be thyself, you know, be who you truly are with your beliefs, as long as it's coming from the heart, as long as you're not hurting anyone, that's fine. That's why Trump had many different beliefs and things in at the White House. People get triggered there, he's just trying to do, it's like, people. So, yeah, and then my dad sent me this today, but we all know I love Nikola Tesla. I always talk about Nikola Tesla. You know, this is not nothing I don't know, but, you know, I think I put it on Facebook today and was like, Edison was a bad guy. As a lot of us do now. So my dad put this quote up. A lot of people will have seen it before, and it is, yeah, divide and conquer, exactly. If you want to find out the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency and vibration. Nikola Tesla, exactly. We've got free energy everywhere. But Edison wanted to put a meter on it, so we all have to pay. That's why Gaddafi, I don't think he charged for tax and electric and stuff like that because it's free. But they like out there to make out that we have to pay for certain fossil fuels and this, that, and the other. So we have to pay for it. Imagine how much free we'd be if we don't pay. But I believe that's what's coming in time with the golden age. Just saying. People are so locked into deep state realms. Yeah, I was just about to say, Effie, because I'm using an example, Robin Hood on Netflix, the people that were trapped in were the people in the city-states, controlled states, New York. Think of all, London, think of all the big states like Hunger Games, people. Come to the city with the bright lights, because you'll be controlled. And when they shut it down, it'll be a controlled, locked-in state, because that's what it is. Think of Hunger Games, people. Same film, same thing everywhere. Nothing new under the sun. But that's what it is. City-states. That's why they control a lot of people. Don't know what's going to happen when I go to New York. I'm like, well, that'll be interesting. But just saying, it's control state. The big cities, that's how you get everyone in, enticing them, and then you're controlled. Not saying everybody, but So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Like I said, hi everybody who's coming. We've got Werewolf Revel, Miss Q, Effie, Amanda, Globe Denier. Can't remember who came in at the top. Ooh, 17 watching. Cutie Q. Right, I can't move. I can't see anybody else because I've got a load of rubbish on my desk and I can't move my thing up. So stacking pack cities remove us from nature. Exactly, and that is another thing. It's the whole thing of nature, as you've just reminded me to read my cards out. Everything is to remove us from ourselves, to remove us from spirit, to remove us from nature, to have concrete cities and all stuff like that. So the cards that fell out today was this one. And like I said, that film is by Lionsgate, which I just thought was hilarious because this is the Seven of Scrolls. Seven follows me about a lot. It's Lionsgate. Which door are you going to go through? Your free will, which are you going to choose? Could say right or wrong or whatever, what side are you going to stand on? Or you might be in the middle, watching what's going on. And then this one came out, the Green Man. The Emperor, I was talking about Emperor and Empress the other day, and I just wanted to read this out. But I see it as nature, and be the Emperor, Empress of your own kingdom, your home, nature, nurturing, all that sort of good stuff I was talking about the other day. That's why I think a lot of people are starting to do a van life and schooly living to minimise and get... Yeah, I mean, I think in the end, we'll all be doing it wherever we are. You won't need to do a van life, I don't believe. You could just be able to start growing things in your garden. I mean, I've seen a woman in New York who, she lives in a high-rise building, because some people like city life, you know what I mean? But she grows things in a house and outside. It looks beautiful. And I've seen many other places in different countries where they've started growing vegetation, trees and everything on high-rise buildings, and it looks beautiful. So it's like an Eden that grows into the so-called concrete cities, because we can do that. We can open spaces up that could just be regenerated as gardens on old buildings. There's loads of new ways of bringing it back in, because where earth is, anything will grow. So we can do all that. There can be a change even in city life, because I believe all this thing with change, people think things are coming in like we're going somewhere. It's like, no, we're going to be here, but we're just bringing a new way in, and it can be done with many brilliant ideas that people have out there. We know this. Technology can come along with it, but technology has to be in balance. It can't take over because we get too lazy. I said to someone last night, the film WALL-E, the cartoon, with the robot in looking for a plant, I can't remember the story now. The people in there are big and fat people sat in big chairs going round and looking at advertisement. We must buy, we must eat, buy clothes, eat, buy, consume, obey, consume, obey. And they've got all the machines doing everything for them. So they've got bigger and bigger, they can't move, they're all ill. Do we really want to go to that? No, we don't. So we need to take more movement of doing stuff. Remember when we had the TV and we had to get up and switch the knobs over? It doesn't mean that we're not going to have technology. We are, but it needs to be in balance. If everything's doing everything for us, what's the point? You get a lot of satisfaction out of doing certain things yourself. It's just people get lazier and lazier. I don't have an Alexa. I don't want one. I don't want something to switch music on and switch my lights on. I can do it myself. Not saying to anyone who's got one, but be careful with the smart meters and things, because Cali fires, yeah, trees didn't burn down, did they? Just saying. And people are just getting lazier and lazier, you know, but people follow trends. Talking about trends, men, what are you doing? Boys, I saw the young lad yesterday. I don't follow trends. I just like what I like. I'm not interested. It's done by the elites anyway. You know these sliders, these like flip-flop things? Great if you've got them. But why are men and boys wearing sliders with white socks? It was raining yesterday in the UK where I'm from. Chucking it down, yeah. There's a lad stood at the bus stop with tracksuit bottoms on, a pair of sliders with white socks on. Hello, it's raining. I was like, nice soggy feet there, but I was like, it's like all men with white socks on and sandals. I'm like, what? What is that all about? I'm like, why would you have socks on? And it was raining. Sorry if you like wearing them, but I was just like, I could design a pair of sliders with plastic poo on it, you know, like that fake joke poo. Stick them on and say, this is a new fashion, you know, if I was like some big fashion designer. And I'm telling you now, people would go out and buy them and go, look at my shit shoes. Yeah, you've got shit shoes on, but you're going to wear them because it's in fashion and it's in trendy. And you don't want to look like you're not in fashion because you're bothered about what people think. So there you go and buy your shit shoes, because somebody will. Just saying. They will, honestly. They can design anything, people do. And there's a great channel called Beyond the Veil. I do watch them quite a lot. They're really good. And they've been talking about hoarding stuff and getting rid of it. But they were saying something about, a lot of us know about music, but about hip hop. He says, I really love hip hop, and he makes songs up and puts it out. And they're really good because to do with consciousness. He said, came away from music a bit because, you know, the hip hop of today is crap. They're not proper singers. The songs are crap, and they're putting a frequency out there and words where kids are singing stuff they don't even know what they're singing about, and we all know what that side's about. So yes, I'm from Kent, and all the Polish people love to burst the white socks and sandals. Oh, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but it's the point was it was raining, and they got white socks on with sliders on, and it's raining, soggy feet in flip-flop things. I'm like, I can't think of anything worse. Couldn't think of anything worse. So shit shoes, yeah, shite shoes. So I'm going to read the card out of the Green Man. Yeah, so this card was one of the first paintings I created for the Chrysalis, and I must confess he's one of my favourite subjects. I wear a Green Man pendant, which is funny because I got a green elephant today, which I'll show you again for the ones that just come in. Around my neck at all time. That was given to me by my daughter. There are so many representations of our, can I ever say this, floral-headed friend, that I strive to create a unique rendering of our readers. One day, while visiting a friend's garden, I was inspired by the ivy ground cover, and it inspired me to think anew. I decided it might be visually interesting to depict our Green Man's features as if they were made from vines as opposed to leaves. His Wren companion stands for sharing activity and efficiency, the nest of rebirth, and the butterfly for your inner voice. Butterflies, inner voice of Gaia. If Gaia is the artist who paints the natural world, Green Man provides the canvas. He symbolises the heart of a soul of nature. In Celtic legend, the Green Man is a vegetation deity. As whole, this is all energies, by the way. As Holly portrays him. For 6 months of the calendar year, the Green Man is the Oak King, master of the waxing year. For the other 6 months, he's the Holly King, dictating the final acts of nature's annual birth, death, and rebirth. Some people get triggered by this. Oh, it's pagan, it's this, that, and the other. It's just nature, it's just cycles, just energies. We pay tribute to a little mouse in our remarks about Gaia. So let's pay tribute here to a little wren. Green Man's spirit animal to the Celtic Druids. The wren was a sacred bird given to singing all day long. Druid priests would pay close attention to the wren's songbird. And don't you start tweeting. You start tweeting then. and interpreted it. Sacred birds like the wren know many secrets. Wren is also shown as Bran's sparrow. His nickname is Bran, the Blessed, a character from, is it Arthurian legend? Bran's sparrow tells us that wrens are go-to birds because they are bold, resourceful, and efficient. In a reading, the green man himself may be informing you that the wren is your spirit animal. Funny enough, that's what we were just talking about before, Effie, weren't we? Spirit animal. And there's a bird in there, but he's a lovebird. In his fatherly role in the chrysalis, Green Man signifies the unrealized potential and resourcefulness of human spirit. Well, that's what they've tried to take away. In the reading, he reminds you to live mindfully in the present. I've been talking about that moment, and give thanks daily for nature's, I can't even say that word, something or other, of abundance. But all above, the Green Man personifies nature's voice, which always speaks to you, and I know this. His inspirations appear in dreams, memories, and our intuition. The Green Man confirms his role in your life via meaningful coincidences of synchronicity, a gentle puff of wind at an auspicious moment, a songbird or crow caw, or a wispy image in a drifting cloud. These are musical notes in the Green Man's symphony. Green Man reminds us of a line from William Wordsworth: "Come forth into the light of things, let nature be your teacher." No one else should be your teacher. You yourself and I in nature, I would say. So to me, that's a beautiful little card that came out. I'm a bit, I know a lot of people have been feeling ill. I just get this coffee thing and then it goes, hopefully. I don't get the full-on cold. Hello, everybody, darling. Hello, everybody who's just come in. Sorry, I was just reading that JFK Jr. is called Sparrow. Oh, my God, is he? Oh, there's a synchronicity, you see. And someone told me at the meetup that we did, the bluebirds talked to Trump. I was like, yeah, they're little messengers, you know, these little birdies, the birdie said. So, yeah. And like I said to anyone who's come in, apparently Trump got asked who Q was, and he just said, let me know if you know who it is. Sitting on the fence there, can't say either way, can he? Didn't say it was crap, did he? No, not because he's part of it. So if anyone who's just come in, I received a gift today. I actually bought these off eBay. It says they were antique, but they were cheap. Little butterflies, because I'm going to make some earrings out of them for myself. I've got some other butterfly stuff to be making some jewelry. And I received a little free gift, and I thought it was really cute because it says, thank you for you, and then a heart. And I was like, oh my God, like, that is so cute. And it's a little gemstone. I think it's turquoise, because I do like turquoise, because my nana was into turquoise. Little elephant with its trunk up for look, not down, up. So I was like, oh my God, I got a little free gift. I was like, oh, that's really cute. So I'm going to make something with that. Thought, how nice. Yeah, and I hope everyone see that. I haven't seen the post with Trump doing the whole saying that or what it was on, but I heard about it and I was like, whoa. So I think we might need a taxi in the house. So yeah. Oh, good. Like I said, it's the autumn equinox. And for anyone who's just come in, just think today about gratitude towards everything and everyone, and balance, and bringing balance up in areas that it might not be into balance. Like I said, it could be your home life, your work life, your health side, or something that you know you need to get on, say, for instance, a workout regime or something, or a little bit of exercise in your life, even if it's just going for walks or something, to bring it up in balance. You know, we're trying to balance, get everything in balance, you know, so it's not. And this is the whole thing of what's going on, obviously, with the other stuff out there on the spiritual side as well, is the pendulums, you know, it swung back because everything was out of balance. People going about the dark and the light and good and the bad and the elites and all this and the opposing sides is, well, you know, duality in this. Well, it's got to be in balance. It went out of whack. It's got to come back in because that's nature. That's the natural way. But because they got in there, you know, everywhere, in the church side, in this side, in that side, in that side, in the Freemasons, in every arena you can think of, And they knew they could see, oh, we'll get in there and we'll trick people. It went out of balance, you know, but now we're coming back in because it's got to be, you know, and even Gaia, Schumann resonance, everything's kicking off at the minute. So like I keep saying, we're in the eye of the storm, we're looking, we're trying to be in balance with ourselves as well. Everything's trying to get in balance. Oh, somebody's triggered, aren't they? Deary me. What did I say? You know, so aye. I'll check that out after Revel, because I'm going to go now because I'm supposed to be carrying on with some jewellery making. Yeah, so I just wanted to come and do a little chat and say, if you haven't checked out Robin Hood on Netflix, the new film, it was really good. It's a modern day version, but it just reminds me of obviously what's going on now, because it's all repeated, but this time we the people win. I took up Strongman not long ago and I feel great. Yeah, and I think the thing is with exercise, you know, we all go, oh God, I'll start tomorrow and but once you get into that routine, it's that repetitive thing. It's like meditation. When I'm drawing my stuff out in a repetitive pattern work that I do, the one that I do that with, it's because it's a repetitive thing. Once you keep doing it, some people call it a routine, some people call it a ritual. People get triggered with that one. Some people call it what's the other word for it? I can't remember what the other word for it is, but it's still the same thing. A ritual's a routine. I don't mean their rituals, what they do, but if you're doing a ritual in the morning, like I get up in the morning, do my hair, put my makeup on, that's like a ritual. I don't mean theirs, what they do. It's a routine. It's the same thing. Once you're doing that and it becomes into your day, it becomes like second nature. So you end up just doing it without thinking. It's just hard to get into. Maybe somebody will park my present on the front. Oh, yeah, it's a habit. Yeah, habit. All those words are the same things. A routine, a ritual, there's something else as well, is a habit, but they're all different words used in different ways, but people get triggered by some. Oh, thank you, Sandra. So I'm going to, yes, I knew you'd pipe up. Pardon? Yes. So I'm going to go. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, I'm going to go. I've not got long to go and pick little legs up. So Miss Q and anyone else who's watching, bags in early done. I've got to finish the back of one of those off. I'm not showing you the other two. And I think it was Revolution Revisited. Yours are done. I'm going to try and post them all off at the same time this week. And then there was, who else was there? There was Miss Q and it's just gone right on my head. But I've just got to fix yours together this week and then get them out. So yes, thank you, Christopher. So Christopher, Kieran, right, move this up. Jack, shut your beak. Effie, Sandra, Werewolf, Revel, Amanda Globalist, Denaya, Miss Q, Maggie. Somebody got triggered. Who else have we got? Emmett. And I'm going right up. I don't know if there's anyone else there and anyone else who's just watching behind the scenes. Even the trolls don't really care. So, yes. So I'd just like to say again, I'm enjoying the whole, I've just watched the end of it. Robin Hood. It was good. It was good. And like I said, productions, Liongate Productions, people get triggered. It's Netflix. It's like, yeah, I know, but there's a time of changing. Things are changing. There's a lot of films out now that keep coming out really quickly. And they're quite good. So, oh, and by the way, just do what I said before we go. The film, right? The film Mad Max. I mean, we all know what Mad Max is, the Thunderdome and all that. But one of the recent ones, I haven't seen them all. So Mad Max, one of the moderner ones with Mad Max something road of. Let me see if I can get it up. Mad Max. I haven't seen it. I am going to watch it at some point. Mad Max. Mad Max. Oh, where is it? Mad Max. The story behind it is just brilliant. Mad Max. Mad Max. Something Road, is it? Fury Road, right. Fury Road. Someone does the like the story behind it. And basically, you can find it yourself on YouTube, but it shows you, I think it's third, I can't remember what her name is, but anyway, the woman gets rose up at the end because they're all saying, oh, the women are heroes in it, and the women divide from the men and all this, but they get rose up on the on this level thing at the end because I keep saying the women are rising, the feminine divine is rising. Was it? Oh yeah, it was this one. He was going through it. I'll show you just the end bit. You go and look for it for yourself, but it was showing you. All the people, but it was showing you. Oh, hang on. The women. Oh yeah. Pick up the women. If you look for Mad Max Fury's Road, they do one on the hidden messages behind it, and it was brilliant. Oh, here's the hidden meaning. So I got this on.
This product is a.
Yeah, we need our women and we need our men. Who is Max? Fury's Road, hidden meaning. It's brilliant. And if you watch this on, this was on Logos Made Flesh. Logos Made Flesh. So let me just get this out of the way a minute. It was brilliant because this is what they do in films, and this is what's happening now. They try to tell us. Just show you a little bit. Won't show you too much because you can go and look at it yourself, see what you think. But
war with man, and man to war with the ground until he returns to dust and death to be eaten by the serpent. But both the book and film pick up on Genesis' promise that one day the woman's child will crush the serpent's head.
Never.
Max has said to each Schlanger, Max is born-again son who gives his life for others. In witness, the meaning of martyr. In her hand of the machine. But in the midst of the fight, Furiosa receives a
machine,
a symbolic inversion of woman's creation from a bone in man's side. And yet it's this creation account which explains why man's sacrifice to restore the unity between the sexes. It's through a picture of marriage that Max becomes one with Furiosa.
I am so sorry.
He reopens her side, drains his blood to fill her, and ultimately gives her his name.
Max. My name is Max.
This is life. Man lays down his life for his wife as the woman gives life to their child. And through mutual self-giving renews the world.
That's my name.
Mutual self-giving.
Fury Road ends like revelation.
Oh, hang on.
My name is Max.
This is life. Man lays down his life for his wife as the woman gives life to their child. And through mutual self-giving renews the world.
That's my name.
Fury Road ends like revelation with a marriage between Christ and his bride, a transformed people and city where the waters of life flow without ceasing.
Waters.
By the sacrifice of the ideal Redeemer, woman and the world are lifted up.
Woman and the world are lifted up. That one hell of an action film. I'm watching that at some point this week. Woman and the world are lifted up well. They do put it out in them films. So if anyone's seen that, you might have not saw what it was. I haven't seen it, but you know, I would have seen it anyway, because once you see the signs that they do put out and how they put it out in story, not in the mainstream media, you see. So that's another one I'll be watching. So yeah, Woman in the World. You know, that's why a lot of places right now in the world are getting set free under the regimes, and especially women. Yeah, remember where you were birthed from, men, because you know some men out there think women, you know, there are quite a lot of women haters out there. There's a lot of women hating on men as well, when they realise we're meant to be, you know, together, helping one another, not hating each other, going for the wrong people, not the ones who have been controlling us. God's gift to men. Yeah. So just like I said the other day with the whole Uhtred the Viking on sorry, I get a bit obsessed with Vikings, on The Last Kingdom on Netflix, where the woman from the Saxons ended up with the Viking, and he treated her better, and he was like, how dare your husband treat you like this? You know, you look at them thinking, oh, they're all the nasty ones that do this to women. He was like, women are important. I was like, no, yes, I'm going off with the Viking, me. So he was like, you know, on the quote I put the other day was, let me find it again, it's just beautiful. And that's what they said in the film as well. But yeah, Uhtred, I love that name as well. Uhtred, find me a Viking any day. Was got my own little bow and arrow going on. So, oh, yeah. So, a man should understand he doesn't protect his woman because she is weak, because we ain't. It is, he protects her because she's important. Very important. Oh, yes. I love it. I love that. Yeah, I've grown since looking for the truth so many ways. It brings people together and it separates others too, but I have grown. Do you know what? I'm glad you said that, Kieran, because before I go, one of the biggest things you'll find in this whole truthing community, what everyone calls it, because it's all off different branches of communities everywhere, is it sets you free and it helps you grow. And that's one of the biggest things we're supposed to be doing. That's why when people say to me, oh, you were talking about this so many months ago, oh, you've changed your mind, oh, you're contradicting yourself. No, it's called growth. You're allowed to let beliefs go or keep things, or if you don't, you stay stagnant. If you can't grow, what's the point? We're growing all the time. You grow from a child, you learn how to walk, you learn how to blah, 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 even though they've tried to control us all the way in every way from birth. But to say that, yeah, I've grown since looking for truth. In so many ways, it brings people together and it separates others too. But I have grown as a person heaps. That's what it's all about. That's how we ascend. That's what the ascension is. And yes, it brings lots of us together. That's why there's people like you in chat and all in other truthing communities, whatever you want to call it, whatever level you're at. But it also separates people because the sleeping don't understand. They will hopefully come along with it in the end. Yeah, we're going against the establishment. The establishment have tried to keep us separated every convenient angle, but humanity are waking up to it. Of course they are. This is the whole thing that I'm talking about. You know, people don't. That's why I say people who don't want people united or uniting in yourself as well. What are you? We should love one another. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Because I know there's people in my chat that some are religious, some aren't, some are this, some are that, some are on that truthing thing, but what I'm trying to say to people, it doesn't matter. Don't get offended by anything I say. If I've said something about something you're like, the most thing is we all know we've been lied to, so you must keep a very open mind, because you might find some truths in the end that you're like, oh, I was a really big believer in that, and then you might get hurt by it. So just be open-minded that maybe that's not the truth, maybe it is. Yeah, we're supporting each other, and yeah, it is important, Kieran, and that's what it's all about. So we realise we can be like a tree and we come off many branches, but we're coming into centre and realising that, you know, we can be diverse in other things and we may not be on the total same wavelength, but what we do want is freedom for humanity. That's everybody and everything. We don't want to be controlled of this matrix system, hierarchy, whatever you want to call it, that, you know, many words, the same thing, that have been here for centuries, controlling. Man is nothing without a woman. Exactly. And women need the men as well. So more and more people are waking up. There's a few, you know, it's hard work. So like I said, when I go to New York, I think I'm literally going away with a load of sleeping people. That is going to be a test in itself for me. I'm going to be on the phone to you lot on YouTube going, oh my God, I'm in the middle of New York. And it's like, I'm away with a load of people who I'm not going to be able to speak to them about anything because they're not into it. It's going to be a test. It's going to be a test. That's a test for me. Self-enlightenment is nothing unless you can bring others with you. Exactly. It's not about doing their journey for them. It's not about me telling you how to do it. I just say, if you resonate, resonate, because that's what it's all about. If you resonate with something, there's a reason why you resonate. We were made in God's image. Yeah. Well, that's why I sort of say God's image. I sort of say there's the one, I call it source, and we came out to wanted to experience everything in every way and every experience it could have. So we're made in that image, which is love. We weren't born into hate. We were taught to hate through mainstream media, things that have gone in the past that we're taught by thoughts of other people, the higher ups, the mainstream media. That's who we're taught off, the schooling system, not the teachers. Because I talk to a lot of people like, my sister works at a school. I used to. No, it's not the teachers. No, it's not the teachers. It's the system. The system. You know, so that's all I'm saying. So that's why I love it all when there's a different wrap of people in my chat. And that's why I say, don't get offended if I say something against the church or that I don't believe in. Because like I said, I'm not religious, but I believe in the Most High. I believe in a source. I believe in a creator, something. But I don't always believe in some of the man-made things that churches can be. Not all vicars and things like that. There's good people, and I know the church can be a community because that's what we need, more community back together. And a community to me means you can be at home doing your own thing, but sometimes you come together with community to talk to other people, to sort things out, do stuff like art stuff, whatever it is that's going on in a community hub, unity community. But basically we're coming into union with ourselves. You can have different thoughts on different things. You don't have to be screaming at each other. It's just people's different perceptions on things. So we can still come together and have a love for one another and hold space for one another. But it is very hard because all these different energies are going around at the minute. So a lot of people are very confused out there. So it is hard. And we get triggered. I get triggered. We all, but it's learning. Just like Kieran said, it's us growing. If you're not growing, you're stagnant, basically. If you're not growing and you're not seeing a change in yourself, there's something you should maybe be letting go of or something. So thank you for coming in. I've been on longer than I thought, but you know what I'm like. When I get going, it just comes out. So like I said, Robin Hood, the new version on Netflix to check out, brilliant. It's done in a modern way. I've really, really enjoyed it. You can see what's going on there, like in all films. And there's a new cartoon out by The Simpsons, the Simpsons prophecies, Trump down the escalator, called something like, I started watching it last night, I'm going to watch it, called Disenchanted. And it's about somebody in a kingdom that doesn't want to be part of the family because they don't like it. So, someone could be part of a bloodline family. Doesn't mean you have to go along with tradition, does it? Trump, you know what I'm saying? The Kennedys, whatever. And it's got the elves in it at the beginning. Now, if anyone knows about people who say they've been on DMT and the elves, I just thought it was very funny how the elves were in it at the beginning and he wanted to go and experience something done in a cartoon, so it doesn't look like, it just looks like a cartoon. So I'll be watching that as well. Just saying, everybody knows, if you know my channel, that I do like putting my spin on what I see in the movies because it's all there if you've got the eyes to see, and it doesn't affect me because I see the symbols and everything and you just transmute it. By the way, Laura Eisenhower has just put a new video up. I was speaking about her last night about energies again and autumn equinox, and that was really good. I really like her. I think her grandfather back in the day was trying to get some stuff out, but they're always stopped. And it was just to say there are many wells to the same source of water, I think, Dolly. Definitely. We all come through it the way we understand it. Everyone's brains work a little bit different, I say. As long as it's coming from here, you're all right. So that's why I say don't get triggered, because you don't need to. If it's coming from a good intent. So Laura Eisenhower this morning was oh, thank you, Effie. I just talk what comes out my gob. That's just needs to come out, and I feel like I have to say it, so I do. I've always been a bit like that. Laura Eisenhower. Where is she? Oh yeah, week ahead in astrology.
I want to just get the. We might find our
sheep. Oh, not that one.
Subscribers, but I want to just get your Neptune square. It also, can be overwhelming because we're mixing Jupiter, which is all about expansion, and the higher mind, with Neptune, which is all about multidimensional energy, but yet they're challenged. And so, sometimes there's a feeling of like too much to process, too much to wrap.
I like Laura Eisenhower because she's an astrologer. I like Santos Bonacci. I might probably saying his name wrong because he's one as well. Also, the lovely young, I'm going to forget his name now. Philip Daniel Miles. He's, into astrology, and he has people on his show. I love people like that who are getting this out. Then you'll understand more about the energies and how things above affect us, celestial bodies, the big body above, the macro, the micro affect us, and the Schumann resonance and all that, as above, so below. So yeah, energies, we are all energies. So take care, everyone, and I shall see you soon with whatever decides to pop out my mouth or whatever I see this week. And like I said, it is the autumn equinox, so maybe tonight or today at some point when you've got a free bit of time, give gratitude for the things that you've had this year, the people that have come in. Look at things as a lesson if you thought it was a sort of bad thing. Look at balancing out any areas in your life that you need to raise up a little bit. Like I said, it could be your home life, it could be exercise, whatever it is. It's about bringing all that in. It's about balance, Libra, balance and all that. So I shall see you soon. Have a good weekend, have a good Monday, have a good week, and I shall see you soon. Looking for the bloody off button. Bye, peeps. Bye.